What's up, guys? It is Marf, and I wanted to talk about some stuff today. Um, I don't know how long I'll be on, but I definitely want to get a point across. So, a lot of people do not believe that we have a war coming, regardless if you want to call it World War III. Obviously, if you attach World War III to anything, people start saying fear mongering and all of this. The thing I want to get across is follow the money. Follow the money and the exercises that not only we are doing, but now we are getting information that Russia is doing aggressive defense strategy exercises. So the same thing that we were doing in Pittsburgh, Arizona, now people are saying Florida. People say that California is scheduled to have a big one in about a month from now. We were talking about even Idaho. They're doing these weird checkpoint exercises where they literally put up checkpoints. And I think that we are finally going to understand why FEMA and Homeland Security bought all this bulletproof glass. I think it's for a specific reason. A couple years ago, the internet, lit on fire, as they say, of why the Homeland Security and all of these different agencies bought up all of these millions and millions of bullets. Well, I think it's in preparation, not for something that's guaranteed. That's the thing. Anytime anybody says, "Oh, it's going to be World War III," blah blah blah, that's fear mongering, right? It makes people panic. People get anxiety about it. But what I'm saying is, what if war with China and Russia? Now, I can't say this, but what if it wasn't necessarily that bad of a thing? What if we got to a certain point where we kind of had to punch the bully in the face? The thing is China and Russia are moving forward and they're rapidly advancing without us. Even in the national security, I read the entire 14-page document by Jim Mattis, and I was in the middle of making a video and I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go live. I'm just going to talk about this. It clearly outlines that our stress, that our eyes are not any longer on ISIS, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to stay away from words that will basically shadow this thing. But we're not focused on Al Qaeda or any of those. We are focused on Russia and China. It outlines that they are our biggest threat. If you take Russia, Russia has been, Russia's going and annexing countries. It's violating border rules. It's doing all these things that we absolutely know it's not 2018. I mean, they are literally going backwards as far as breaking the rules. Now, China militarizing the South China Seas has gotten even worse. And here's the funny thing too. Russia has been making a mockery out of our defenses. They have been getting their submarines into our country, not up to our country, not pulling up to California. They made a mockery by pulling their submarines into our country. And we probably knew about it. Mind you, I don't know why we would let it happen. But, how did they get past it? They say they got past our defenses with nobody seeing. And then also Russia has all of this new technology. They tout that they have this invincible nuclear bomb that would go under the radar and it wouldn't be able to get caught because it would, go at the height of a bird or something. It would be able to fly indefinitely because it's powered by nuclear power. Whatever all this other stuff is. What I'm saying is, how much money is Russia spending on prep? How much money is China spending on prep? How much money are we spending on prep? Now, the thing that makes me concerned, I don't like the exercises coming onto our soil with other countries, allies, sitting there practicing, and they're doing a mock drill of an invasion. It's like nobody wants to think about it, but we very well could be invaded. People want to think that it's 2018, that everything is going to be all good and we are the most baddest and whatever. But China has stolen all of our technology and China has shared it with Russia. We just saw Russia make something that we haven't even released yet, and it was our technology. So as far as it even says in the National Defense Strategy, this is a PDF straight from the Pentagon. In the summary, it says that we are like equal as far as technology goes. We're equals, but it's who uses it better in battle. Another thing is that war is good for people's pockets. There are certain people that are in control of this world, and whether you want to believe in the cabal or the NWO, it's out there. And it is the people that are not only above the government, but above the banks. It's absolutely nuts. We sit here in the United States and pretend we're free, but when you can see all around you, we are losing freedom of speech. The Second Amendment is rapidly decline. I mean, literally the guns thing. Now you can report somebody and say that guy's crazy. They take the guns first and then you go to trial. There are things like this happening every single day and people are just ignoring it. The Alex Jones thing should be a bigger deal, but I'm not even going to touch on that right now. What I do want to touch on though is that stuff is going to go down. It's just a matter of time. It's like, you know, parts of me think that they're waiting for a natural disaster to happen to do this. Why are they coming? So now the Queen Elizabeth, one of the largest, I think it is the largest aircraft carrier in the Royal Naval Fleet, is off of the coast, refueling and then doing drills with the F-35B, basically our most advanced jet. This by itself is nothing. You know, they can do those kind of drills, but one thing I was told about a year ago was not to only look at the U.S. military, but look at our allies, look at Europe, look at their military activity. Earlier this year, they came out and straight up said it. They said they are not focused on terror. They are focused on Russia and China. It's like, how could they even justify any of this without also telling us that there is a threat? There is. If you go to the Pentagon documents, it says straight up that Russia and China are getting so much more aggressive that we have to do something about it. Jim Mattis says it is our #1 priority right now. And that's what they're talking about. But we have been so distracted. Everything from, it's like every single day there is some sort of scandal trying to pull us away from the real facts, which is, we are getting ourselves deeper and deeper into getting right up to the nose of it. And another thing I was looking at like channels like AMTV. You know, people call me fear-mongering. Even after this debate that I just did with Dustin Nemos, it wasn't really a debate. It was more like, let's try to get our community together instead of fighting. People said, oh yeah, he's a fear-monger, this and that. Call me what you want. You can call me a fear-monger all day. But there's many very smart people that agree with me. There's incredibly high up people right now saying that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are coming. But I'm not even going to get into that. You're looking at a normal person saying that kind of quote. That's just weird. And we're talking about people in the government saying these things. But what I have to say is, like, you have to come to the reality at some point that countries can't go that long without this kind of big war. We're human beings. We're going to come to this point. So what is the next action? Well, the next action is to basically reach out to your community, reach out to the people that you know, and set up little networks just in case something goes wrong. You know, people get mad at me for telling you to prepare, but guess what they're doing in Russia? In Russia, they are literally putting it on TV every single day. I mean, it's just insane. I'm getting emails from Russians saying that they are putting it on a daily cycle. Like, are you prepared if something goes wrong? Are you prepared if U.S. comes for us? And they're trying to make us look like the bad guys, like we're about to attack them. What if they're right? Who knows? I don't know. What I do know, though, is when you get these high up people telling their subordinates, hey, you need to get your families ready, it's not something we should panic about. It's something that we need to prepare for. It's just common sense to prepare for a possibility that is now getting higher and higher every single day. People don't get it. Like, it's like people don't want to think. It's like death, right? Nobody wants to think about death. But at some point, you might want to plan a will. You might want to plan a funeral. Otherwise, somebody else is going to be stuck with it. Well, the same thing with this kind of stuff. People aren't preparing for the inevitable. And whether it be 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road, in my opinion, in the next couple of years, then you are screwing somebody else over by not preparing yourself. People are going to have to take you in. People are going to have to help you. It's like we all have to stand up and realize things are out of our control. The United States and the laws and the governing rules that are all around us are getting absolutely insane. It's like, again, I just hate that damn word. It's like all I'm trying to do here is tell you there is plenty of information out there for the regular people to go out there and see. Look at the Pentagon documents. Look at what they are saying. Look at what Theresa May is saying. Look at what the other allies are saying about this. They are absolutely sure, and they are planning, they are spending the money for a long-term war with Russia and China. Back in April, they were saying it. Now, everything is lining up that they said back in April. All of the drills, all of the things that they said would happen are happening. Everything. Every single thing they said back in April. All of it is going in order. Everything that happened with the Russian spies, the diplomats, the annexing of Crimea, this is all lining up, and people are distracted. And people just can't take the fact that at some point, what if we do have a World War III, but it never touches our land? That would be the best case scenario, right? But it's got to touch somewhere. What if Europe gets screwed? What if it goes through Europe just like World War II? What are we going to do about it? The thing is a lot of people and a lot of my followers and myself, we're trying to put faith into Trump. We're trying to put faith into our leader. It doesn't matter. Even if Hillary Clinton, God forbid, got elected, I think it would have happened even faster. But people think because Trump is in office, he can stop all this. Trump has not been a politician his whole life, and there are things happening, and I hate to admit it, but there's things happening because Trump isn't exactly, I hate to say it, but he's not 100% prepared for all of this stuff. He's had to live every single day in that White House with something new popping up, and that's why there's so many damn scandals. It's like, it's uncontrollable right now. And now I'm getting emails from all sorts of military, and you guys are saying the same thing. We have already got our stuff. Most of the people have their stuff prepared that are in the know. People say, oh, I just give you enough information to panic. No, don't panic. Please stop panicking. Get your stuff together and try to make a plan. Like, that's what my whole purpose is here. I have to say, people think that it's YouTube, that it's a TV show. It's not scripted. It's all real. This is live. This is me in my house. My 3-year-old's in the living room watching a video. It's all real, and it's actually happening. It's not a conspiracy video. It's not some sort of I have to get the point across. They've mixed in so much bullshit on this platform and others that it hurts the actual thing that's going on. Which the actual thing that's going on is we are preparing for a 3-front war. And nobody wants to accept it. Nobody wants to look at the realization that if you're in the military, your family's in the military, boys are going to either go away, and hopefully they're going somewhere else, right? For the civilians, and for those of you that aren't going to get drafted like me, you are going to be sitting at home, and you hope it doesn't come to us. But that's the best you can do. What I'm saying is, like, quit calling everything fear-mongering and actually prepare yourself. Stop saying that all these people are full of crap. Look outside the window. Everything is happening in order. I mean, if you look back months, everything has happened in succession. It's just like people don't want to accept it. And people don't want to realize that the real life truth of it is, all of this bullshit aside, we are getting closer to the real thing. Look at, and I am so offended. I looked at AMTV. You can't even find a video of him talking about any of this. Do you guys remember when he used to actually stand for something real other than Bitcoin classes? I cannot believe that money has turned a person like that, who actually stood for something into somebody completely different. People, and I swear it was only one comment, but somebody said I was like Christopher Green. I never want to be. If you're saying I'm like Christopher Green 10 years ago, fine. But if you're saying I'm like him now, I'm the complete opposite. That guy is literally a walking infomercial. And there's people like this that are getting turned every day. And he met with the actual main guy, the CEO from Google. Somebody turned him from actually getting people prepared. People were getting prepared. At one point, he was doing a good job. There were people like this on the internet. Now with Alex Jones gone, they can have you completely unprepared, and they can push their cat videos, they can push their CNN, they can push their NBC, they can push every video they want you to watch, but you're not going to see the real truth. And people like me are disappearing by the day. Everybody's doing compilations right now of all the people that are disappearing. Well, I hope I don't end up in one of them. But that's looking like what's going to happen. And then there's going to be nobody saying, hey, prepare yourselves. So I'm very happy to say that some people understand what the hell I'm doing. I have a family, and I've told you many times, I want to leave a legacy of helping people. And in the end, all of the BS that I have to go through on a day-to-day basis, it will all be worth something. Because I may not live forever, but I'm thinking about my 3-year-old and her possible family. And that's what every other country is doing as well. Think about it. And even China, where they have a social credit score and it's literally getting worse by the day. You leave your bike out on the sidewalk and they'll literally lower your social credit score. And if your social credit score gets too low, you can't fly. This is a real thing. This isn't an episode of Black Mirror or whatever it is on Netflix. This is real life. India has every single person's pupils, fingerprints, and all of their biometrics required to get food. They messed up on several occasions. People died because they're not getting food because they didn't register their fingerprints. Well, the same thing's coming here. And people think that everybody that's talking about these chips and the RFID chips and everybody's crazy. Take a step back, Google Earth it, and look at what is actually going on. Now with the internet, this is one of the biggest emergencies we've ever had. Because the internet is going to be the only way people will be able to communicate. And if they take that away from you, and trust me, they'll never take it away from the average person. But what they will do is they'll take any truth out of it, and then they'll leave you sitting there watching Grovel all day, every day. So people can hate me if you want. People can say I'm fear-mongering. But when it actually happens, it's going to be in the back of your head. Say, he told me so. And people act like I can just go and repeat confidential shit on YouTube. Like I said, this isn't a reality TV show. This is reality. So thank you guys. Have a good day. Be safe. Be prepared. I'll be on later tonight on my backup channel, Marfoogle.